Good evening. It's Vijay here. Today is Sunday, 18th of January 2026. This is what we have a reflection on every Sunday where we discuss important topics which we may not discuss on a daily basis because daily commentary is more about what stocks may go up and what stocks may come down, but we discuss some issues which may affect the markets not only in the short term but in the medium to long term. So today's topic is will US India get a trade deal or will India get a trade deal? Today, everyone knows that we have a 50% tariff levied by the US, and there is a lot of hope, especially last week when the US ambassador designate to India talked of talks being accelerated on the trade deal. The markets actually went up on that day, but next day they came down. The reasoning being that there is a section of the market which believes that we will not get a trade deal. Now, let us examine whether what can happen and what is likely to happen. Of course, one can never read the mind of Trump. And also, we have the Supreme Court decision. Some sort of a decision will come on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday in the US, Martin Luther King Jr.'s day. So, there could be some decision on the US tariffs, whether they are legal as far as the extra tariffs which have been put by President Trump on India and many other countries. For instance, we had a 25% base tariff, and now we had an extra additional tariff of about another 25%. So it's 50% tariff. Now, a lot of people who are looking at it positively, who have seen that lots of talks have happened, are thinking that we may get a trade deal which will actually bring it down from 50 to somewhere close to 20 and below. Now, that is as far as the optimists are concerned. Now, the pessimists are saying we will not get a deal. So where can we? I mean, how can we let's say analyze or think or project or predict or whatever as far as to what is likely to happen in the next few days? There was a talk that some US senators are coming to India for the Republic Day parade, and they will accelerate this talks further, and there is some hope on that front. Now, let us just look at what are the events surrounding this entire scene of Republican senators coming here, and what Trump is talking about, and what the US ambassador is talking about. So now you need to look at data. Now, data says now information is more important than just speculation. On in January this year, India has become the president of BRICS. Every year it gets rotated. So the BRICS presidency has now fallen into India's hands. So which means India is supposed to guide BRICS policies towards the world, specifically towards US. Now, if you have observed in the recent past, Trump has been very vocal against BRICS countries. He has said that he will levy 100% tariffs if the BRICS countries go ahead with their currency. Now, most people may not know, I have mentioned it here, that the BRICS have already started working on a payment system, and they're also working on something on a currency which will be 60% gold and 40% spread across the BRICS countries, 10% each. So that is what, 12% each of the currencies of the five BRICS countries, and 40% will be gold. So you will observe that a lot of gold is being bought by China, India, Russia, and even South Africa. Now, and Brazil, of course, you have lots of mines there, and gold is also one of the commodities which they mine. So it's a mineral rich country. So every country in the world now is looking to hoard gold and now also silver. So let's talk of gold. And so this unit is consisting of 12 into 5, 60%, which is in currencies, 12% of from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and 40% as far as gold is concerned. So it's called a unit. There are already a payment system which has been developed just like SWIFT, and so Now, Russia, for instance, is out of SWIFT, so they have to use alternate systems. So, BRICS countries are planning to do this. So, by in the next 1 year, I think that should be up and running, and the currency is expected to come in by 2030. Trump would have left the presidency at that point of time. Now, Trump has got angry and he has now threatened 100%. So, you will have to understand that it is not only India which is negotiating with the US, it is India on behalf of BRICS. So, that is a pressure which one is not talking about, the optimists at least are not talking about. Recently, Trump also talked about, putting a, special tariff on India, and say you will impose 100% tariffs on BRICS countries and on India also if we are dealing with Russia and Russian oil, or any country actually which is dealing with Russia will have to pay 100%. 25% tariff, something like that. He's talked about every day. He changes the notation numbers, but suffice to say that he is angry with BRICS. India is a part of BRICS. India is going to be the president of BRICS for this year. So India is in the direct line of fire. And just look at what is happening with the Trump's tariff policies as far as BRICS is concerned as of now itself. As far as Brazil and India, we are having the highest, 50%. No other country has got more than 50%. So B and I already having 50%. China is having about 34 to 39%. So that is also above 20%, which many countries have got. Then you got South Africa, which is about 30%. Russia, which is also 30%. And there are many more sanctions. So on the face of it, it may look they have no particular tariffs in this policy of Trump, but the tariffs could be as high as 50, 60, depending on what they are, exporting. Incidentally, uranium is exported from Russia to US, and there I think there are no tariffs. So Russia is a gone case. South Africa also is a gone case because you see now Trump is not even recognizing South Africa. In fact, recently in the conference there, he did not go, and he is not expecting South Africa to be invited to US also, the G7 countries. Then you have China, which is 39%, somewhere 34 to 39%, and Brazil and India are 50%. So at best, one may think that Supreme Court may help us by bringing the tariff. That is because that is a reciprocal tariff. From 50, it may come down to 25. I think that is the best case we can expect going into this week. On the other hand, if we still import oil from Russia, you will see another 25% tariff coming. And you must realize, we may say, okay, what happens? It doesn't matter. Above 50%, it doesn't matter. But that particular tariff which Trump is threatening also talks of any goods and services. It's not only these commodities. It could also be in IT. It could be in pharma, which are now exempt. So one has to tread, this tariff issue very carefully. We have thought that we will not get any concession. We have taken the extreme view. We are willing to go with that hypothesis that we will not get any concessions. We don't know that. But I'm just saying it is better to be safe than sorry, rather than hope that tariffs will come down and finally see that there are no tariffs reduction. On the other hand, there could be an increase. So in my opinion analysis, I've been mentioning this for quite some time. 2026 second half, fairly certain that we will have a tough time. The first half, the first quarter, I was bullish, at least till budget. Our budget will decide the fate for the next couple of months after that. But generally, one needs to be careful in taking a fully bullish view on India, especially on tariffs. So I am very cautious. We are focusing on natural resources, which have got nothing to do with India specific or BRICS specific, because US needs natural resources. You take precious metals or take base metals, or even oil and gas, or some other energy like coal. So US needs it, and everybody is hoarding it. So one can look at making money in those sectors rather than just looking at IT or FMCG or pharma, which everybody seems to be looking at this year, or small cap, mid cap. Those things become irrelevant in 2026 as far as I am concerned. Whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.